Hey there, welcome back to the Second Lunch Podcast. We have a very special guest today. We have Scott Losse. You may have seen him, your Dry Bar comedy specials on YouTube,
yes.
Correct? Where else would people have seen you, Scott?
They all know me from Instagram.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Yeah, Scott has...
I've given up trying to say any other credit.
You've been blowing up on the social medias.
Yeah, that's how people know it.
It's pretty true. We're just going to jump right into, we have a little question segment off the top. You started as first date questions. Now they're nothing. We ran out of those pretty quick.
Oh, no.
So the questions are just kind of random. If you could choose any animal other than humans to rule the world, what would it be and why?
Oh, man. It would be chihuahuas.
Specifically chihuahuas.
Yeah, not just dogs.
Yeah, you like the chihuahua energy?
Yeah, it couldn't be. A golden retriever would be too friendly.
It'd be a bit much.
But chihuahuas would be totally crazy.
Yeah.
Except occasionally very sweet to
Yeah.
certain people.
Yeah.
So it would be insanely
So
chaotic.
if every country's leader was a chihuahua, do you think we'd all get along?
No. But no worse than what it is currently. They would just lie a lot less about liking each other. And
be a lot more truth in the world.
yeah, they're very honest animals. If they don't like you, they don't like you, and they don't pretend any
Yeah.
other way. I always used to say the dogs are a good gauge. Like a guy would come over to like look at something, and if the dog didn't like him, I'd be like, he's probably a bad person.
Let's get somebody else in.
Yeah.
This is not the plumber for me.
No, you can tell. They just know. But also my dogs hated people who had facial hair, so it also wasn't like a character thing.
Would have been a no for me instantly.
Well, I mean, your dog hates when folks have a hat on, right? That's a big...
Yeah.
Like somebody that he recognizes that now has a hat.
This is, oh, I like you.
It's
You
like-
put on a hat. Absolutely fucking not. Get
Yeah.
out of my house.
Oh, really? My Chihuahua, when we first got her, I wasn't wearing hats, and then like we got her in the summertime, and then it got cold, and I came home wearing a beanie one day, and she lost her mind.
I get it. The premise of the hat alone has to be confusing to a dog.
Yeah, like you're not
What
the
the
same
fuck
person.
is on your head? Like, dude, you better watch out. Something's trying to eat you.
Yes. Yeah, she would lose her mind. And I had to take it off. I'm like, it's me. So,
That's funny that you're completely unrecognizable with
no,
the beanie.
yeah,
on.
just totally different.
Shaped
person.
like dad, face like dad. Couldn't possibly be.
The funny thing about beanies is that I wear them on social media so much that if I don't wear them, people don't know who I am walking down the street or if I go places.
It's like some
be like,
sort
"I
of
thought it was
invisibility
you."
cloak or something. You
It's
take
a
the-
weird magic trick I have where it's like it's so strange. It's like, yeah, people be like, I thought it was you, and I wasn't sure, but I heard your voice, so I knew it was you. But
If you're ever wanted for some reason, just don't wear the beanie.
yeah,
you should
just
be
wear
good.
a regular cap.
Yeah.
Precisely.
Cole, if you could have any animal rule the world.
Similar logic to Scott, I think. I like the idea of cats ruling the world. I think that there would be a lot of unfortunate consequence of that. A lot of isolationism. Like, I don't think there would be a lot of trade deals being brokered.
Yeah,
There'd be a lot of standoffish.
really passive aggressive.
But I'm saying, like, you got some torties, over here, and then some tuxedo cats. Like, you get the nice but coat varieties.
Yeah.
It'll all work out. They'll all eventually figure out how to be a community.
What you're
together.
saying is, even though we may look different, we're all the same.
That's-
Is that what you're saying, Cole?
Right.
Yes,
That's
am.
what I'm hearing.
That's exactly what I'm saying.
It's a
except
very thoughtful response,
the,
Cole.
the tortie will not be as receptive as the tuxedo cat on Trade Talk. So I'm telling you that right now. I don't want to paint with a broad brush, but yeah, it's not going to happen. What's your choice for?
I'm going koala bear. Real laid back world we'd be living in. Can promise you weed legal. Don't have to worry about that.
They're very strange animals.
They are quite weird. Actually, I've heard they're really mean when they're not high, which is kind of funny. Which is kind of like me too. Now that I'm thinking about it, I'm just like, if you're a little annoying to me, I'll give you a shitty response. But if I've been smoking weed regularly enough, I'm pretty chill.
You're very tolerant.
Yeah.
The only animal that eats the eucalyptus plant, like it's poison for everybody,
Right.
but for a koala, it's
They're like, fuck yeah, man.
the breakfast, lunch, and dinner.
Let's do
Yeah.
it. Let's get a little high.
Okay, so in that universe, we are going to have to accommodate the eucalyptus shortage that will invariably happen.
That's a good point.
It will happen.
Good point. I'm sure they'll sort it out if they're in charge.
This is going to happen no matter what. My world, there's going to be like temptation treats that are, he's got the jumbones or like the bacon strips that the Chihuahuas love. So,
Oh yeah, my Chihuahua like almost refuses to eat regular food now, and it's my damn fault. But like, I get mad about it. I'm just like, it's because I just gave her like Starbucks egg bites for breakfast, and she figured it out, so she waits.
Yeah, they're like, no, I know you.
I put normal food down. She's like, no, I don't think so.
Who was that for?
Yeah, it's not for me. She'll pick at it, kind of, and just like,
That's the egg bites
look at
in
me
there, man.
sad. Here you go. Do you want a piece of pizza?
I like that she's demonstrating to you that she doesn't just kind of give it a little nibble and then.
No, why are her poop so bad? Like, it's my fault.
Actually, it's Starbucks' fault.
Yeah, that's right. I don't know what's in there. The Gruyere isn't right. It's not agreeing with her. I'm just come home to a nightmare every day that I have created.
Yeah, I'm sure that there's the occasional upset stomach, and yeah, every once in a while with our old dog, we walk home and it's just like, you've just been farting in here for the entire time, it seems. Like, yeah, you got to really, almost like the smoke detectors about
I think
to go off.
dogs' insides are just slowly going bad the older they get, because Moose used to just, let one fly when he was a couple years old. It was like, well, he's definitely farted, but I can move on with my day.
Yeah.
Now he farts, and I'm like, well, I have to go to another room for at least a half hour now, because that is gnarly.
Oh God.
Whatever's happening, and he will only eat kibble, so I don't know what's going on inside of him with this same fucking thing he's had his whole life. But it's
he
rough.
farts once, and you're like, cancel all my appointments.
He's not processing correctly.
Clear my afternoon. Okay, Scott, question for you. If you, gun to your head, the only way to survive, I'm glad that's how you phrased it, Chris, is to sing any single song all the way through without getting a word wrong, which song would you sing?
Oh my God.
Yeah, the pressure's on.
It can't be
this one.
Happy Birthday. It's got to be like
No?
a song.
Can't row, row, row your boat.
You know what? I might have gone with that answer, but there's variations to that.
Are there really?
If you see a crocodile, don't forget to scream. Is the variation? I don't know what.
It's like the featuring Drake
See, that's
edition.
where I'm gun to my head right now. I'm like, row your boat. I don't know which one they want, which one they think is right. I'm not sure what
It
lyrics.
would be a
they're looking
Christmas song, because I feel like I don't trust myself any other way. But I could sing most Christmas.
for. I can tell you, it's not the national anthem.
No.
Yeah, for sure.
It's
Not
probably
that.
not even like a song that I would say is my favorite song, but I could sing a Christmas song.
Mine's random. Mine's Ain't No Mountain High Enough. I was thinking
a good
initially,
choice,
I was
though.
like, Take It Easy, Eagles. But then I'm like, what about all the oohs at the end? I'm like, I feel like I might just fuck up one word, and that would be it.
Well, do you have to, I mean, does that count? Like if you mistime the smoke weed every day at the end of
421.
at the end. I'm just saying, I feel like you would be okay to, they'd let you off with a warning on this murderous game show.
Yeah. Well, I just assumed it was an angry Russian guy this whole time, but I guess it could be a murderous game show.
I figured there's got to be
Sing a fucking song. I
yeah,
can't
there's
got
got to be an entertainment purpose.
Yeah, just for him.
Well, we've talked about we are choke artists, so gun to my head, whatever I answer here, I'm going to mess it up.
Yeah,
It's
it's
too
over.
much pressure.
Doesn't matter.
Yeah,
just
I'm-
pull the trigger, man.
Yeah, I'm game on the line. I'm at the free throw line. It ain't going in. You guys can all.
Not Sweet Caroline or anything.
Ba, ba, ba.
No, I mean, I would probably choose something like, oh, I could probably do like a Pavement song, and then I'm 3 sentences in, I'm like, fuck, what did Steven say? He's kind of mumbling here.
No, Spotify has the lyrics, on stuff. And sometimes I'll pull it up when I'm in the car, and I'll be like, I didn't know this song
Yeah.
I had this like
at all.
30% wrong. I had
Right.
like a third of
Yeah.
this incorrect.
Super confident in the words I was singing, and they were not right.
Confidence is key at karaoke, though.
And
That's
then you
the-
hear
absolutely.
a song and you get the right lyric, and you're like, this isn't even about what I thought it was about.
Yeah, dude. That happens to me a lot. I listen to like heavy metal, like screamo, and it's kind of like you can always sing along as long as you kind of know the way. You just have to do the along with it, and it doesn't even matter if you know the words.
Yeah.
There's definitely been times I've looked at the lyrics and been like, whoa, this is a breakup song, and I had no idea.
You're telling me tonally in the metal world, they're hitting all these topics from a similar angle.
I guess I didn't think it was going to be positive, sunshine and rainbows.
Oh, his
but...
dad took him to a baseball game. Pretty sweet day.
Baseball.
What metal band do you listen to?
Architects is my favorite right now. Polaris.
Nice.
They're an Australian band. Good. What kind of music do you listen to?
All sorts.
You seem so. People are not able to see this, and they may not be able to hear it in your
some
voice,
people
but you're heavily tattooed.
Yeah.
How many tattoos do you have?
31 now?
How many of them are dumb? Because I'm batting 1,000 on dumb tattoos.
I'm hitting at least 75%. People, friends of mine will question whether or not I think about it very much.
What's the general theme in your tattoos? Do you have one? Or do they all represent something
I went
different?
to a bar one time, and the guy said, "You got a lot of faces of shit." Like, a lot of heads for some reason. It's like my dog's head and a skull and a cat head and a cat head. I don't know. I just got a lot of heads on me now. But like animals, a lot of animals and flowers.
Animals and flowers. I don't know.
But some of them are really stupid.
Yeah. Stupid flowers.
Yeah.
Classic
And
George
I just-
O'Keefe stuff. Give me the dumbest
I'm just
flower
not
you
opposed
have.
to putting something on my body permanently that's goofy.
Where's the weirdest place you have one?
I don't have any weird ones. I mean, no weird spot. They're all in really standard spots. I've just managed to avoid the most painful places because I'm a real pussy. So, like, the gaps that are forming are very specific.
Just around your nipples.
Yeah, and, like, I have friends who are tattoo artists, and we'll hang out, and they'll be like, "You got a space right there." I'm like, No, I fucking don't.
What are those spaces? Like, I've heard top of the foot. My brother had one of those.
Elbows,
yeah.
ditches. Ditches hurt.
I see.
So anything that bends that is soft is gonna hurt. And like inside of arms, anything that isn't touched by sun and is like I got one on the inside of my arm and it just destroyed me the whole time.
Jesus.
Just like this sucked start to finish. They always suck, but then that one sucked the whole time.
Yeah,
so
it's
I'm just
definitely better to
avoiding
do it
it.
at a meaty place. It doesn't seem like you have some on your hands. Does not seem like that would feel good.
Those were like not even the worst ones.
Really?
Yeah.
What was the worst?
Back of the leg, because it's like a weird surprise every time he does it.
Yeah.
Actually, no, I started getting my back done recently, and I sat for the outline, and that one sucked too because I
Yeah.
couldn't watch, so I had no idea what the concept of how far we are. But also, after a while in a tattoo, it gets like you build endorphins and you get kind of numb, but backs are huge, so he just start somewhere and then go to a brand new place that was not numb. Yeah. It was just like starting over, and I was just like, oh. And by the end of it, we made it like 3.5 hours, and he's like, "I think you're done."
I think you're done.
Sitting there holding my breath.
Involuntarily twitching.
I think
he would lift the needle up, and I'd be like, He's like, "Are you good?" I'm like, "It's fine. Don't worry about it." He's like, we're gonna call it.
Oh, I didn't even think about not being able to see it. Every tattoo I've gotten, I can see, and every time I don't look until I'm like, okay, we got to be close. And every time you look down, you're like, come on,
Never.
You got to be fucking kidding me. That's it. It takes
No.
way longer than I think it's going to every
And
time.
tattoo artists they always do this thing where they'll say, "Almost there," and you look down and it's like 40 minutes later.
Yeah.
They're still going.
Yeah.
You're like, "What do you mean almost there?" Like, the guy I've been seeing for a long time, Justin's super funny, but I'd get tattoos and I always get nervous because I'll think he's done and he'll rear back and look at it. I'm like, "You fucking better not see anything that you like, no, there's nothing else you need to do. I'm happy with it now." He's like, "No, let's add some more stuff." And then it's just like packing into the rawest meat of your body. I just like, but yeah, I got a lot of them in there. You shouldn't get tattoos. They're stupid.
He said 31 later.
I just had to keep getting them because once you get a certain number, it looks dumb if you don't start filling up. Because then there's just gigantic spots where there's not tattoos.
So
and
you've
it just
got some obligatory cat tattoos is what you're saying.
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't know. Just put a cat there, man.
I have 2. 2 dog tattoos, 2 cat tattoos, a shark.
Wasn't mine.
2 sharks. No, I have 2 sharks. That's how many tattoos I have. I don't remember. I have 2
You don't even know
sharks.
how many sharks.
I got a shark because we were on vacation. That was also back of the leg. Which
in like
sucks.
New York. There's not even sharks there. It's just
Yeah, we were just somewhere and I like, picked it off the wall. I thought, and I was gonna start getting all sharks on one leg.
Different breeds, or
Yeah, like
okay.
hammerhead, great white, tiger.
How many breeds you have? Just the 2?
Nice
2
species
different
variety.
breeds,
They're
or
both
is it
the
one
same.
bull?
They're
both
both
great
great
whites.
But one of them is a great white shark, and one of them is a skeleton wearing a great white shark costume.
Okay.
I don't know.
That's halfway a shark tattoo. I
yeah,
think
it
you
still
separated
counts.
enough.
A
You
lot of
didn't double
skulls.
up.
I have a lot of skulls. I'm like the most basic bitch. I just have so much. Just birds and flowers and skulls.
And skulls, yeah. All
But
goes together. Well,
nobody
Cole, you
should-
just got one, right?
Oh yeah, we're working on
thigh.
the animal Muppet. Yeah, it's pretty stupid.
Oh, that's rad.
Yeah,
That's
definitely.
bigger than I thought.
That's also a spot I haven't thought I want to get one.
It's actually not been because I've got this chest piece with the cats, and that hurt more around like the
Do you have a
armpit,
a full chest piece?
or just this part. I shouldn't
Okay.
say full chest piece, but when he got close to the armpit and like the center of the sternum, those were the 2 places where I was like, that's
Yeah,
not
everything.
my
Once
favorite.
things get, I have my shoulders done, and when he got close to armpit, I was like, "No,
Yeah.
thank you."
Move back. Like I know the cat's ear is there, but let's.
Yeah,
let's
you don't need
nip
to
it a
fill
little
that
bit.
in. Now I've become really good at predicting what part of the tattoo will hurt, and I'm fucking right every time.
Some specific
Like he's
expertise.
gonna hit that angle, that thing right there, and it's gonna be hit it every time. I'm like, fuck, he's right. Also, I have mad respect for anybody who has a tramp stamp now after getting my back worked on because that area is so painful.
Yeah, I was thinking about that the other day. I was thinking specifically that would hurt a lot. There's got to be a lot of nerve endings at like the base of your back.
Yeah.
Like
Just
I haven't
like-
busted my ass like that too many times, but
Yeah.
that's got to hurt.
Yeah, unnerving amounts of pain. Just like I don't need the tattoo to go down that far.
Yeah.
You can start the back tattoo
Yeah.
higher. Yeah, and I've gotten like stuff close to your wrist is really gnarly.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, there's not a lot of protection going on there.
And it hits your like major nerves, and it just starts to like make your brain twitch really bad.
I start to sweat a little bit where I'm just like, I'm getting through this, but I'm just starting to get hot.
Yeah.
Yeah, mostly just start trying to not shake.
Yeah. There's always a point near the end of the tattoo. Usually, I'm like, because I get anxious. I'm like, I wonder if we're gonna have to call 911 for this one. Like, am I gonna be the guy?
Oh yeah. Oh yeah, and I got really drunk. Well, not really. Started to get pretty drunk from my back. And all I learned was that when you're drunk, you still feel pain very well. You're just more annoying. Like, you're in pain and you're annoying.
Yeah.
'Cause you're like, oh.
I had to make it seem like it went a little faster at least.
It did it. I was just like sitting there chugging IPAs.
Oh,
And
God.
instead, when he's like gives me directions, I'm like, oh, man. But it didn't make it better.
Just now you're just a handful.
Like, I
too.
still cared a lot about how much it hurt.
Yeah.
So it was really stupid. I'm gonna try something else next time. Someone told me edibles, but I don't know if that would help. But maybe I'll give it a shot.
Yeah, you just end up really focused on the experience instead. God damn it.
Yeah. Just like, oh, the needle's where? It's going so slow.
Start thinking about what the needle's doing.
Got time going way too slow. Do I have to talk to my tattoo artist, or is it like cool if I?
Oh, dude.
Can I just
Yeah,
sit here?
that's so not an option for me. I get inside my brain. I do not. When I get high, it's the exact opposite when I get drunk. When I get drunk, I want to chat with everybody. I get high, I'm like,
No.
nope, no humans.
I used
Put me in a dark room.
I used to get high and go mow the lawn.
That's a good activity.
That is good.
It's really good. My wife, I called it chore weed. But just like not a lot, just like micro dose or something. Like do just a little bit off the, and then like go mow the lawn, and you're just like super chill about doing chores all of a sudden.
I do that with vacuuming.
Yeah, you put in like good music.
Yeah,
Just
I'm
you're
like,
"Oh,
I really
so
care about the
focused."
carpet
Yeah,
lines.
The lines on the grass. One time I made spiral designs in the yard. Just like
Did
a
it look good or was it
golf
just
course. I don't. It looked cool. It was,
Pretty impressive.
That is pretty cool.
yeah, it takes a lot.
Wish
I didn't
had a
do that
lawn
again.
now.
I stopped that after a while. It's like I'm starting to develop a habit. I just like constantly have to get high to do a chore.
Like put away a couple dishes.
Yeah,
Shit.
better get.
Yeah, they're in the wrong place. You're just like screwed up.
With the advent of vape pens, it's so easy to just get high before something and not even really think about, oh, that was like unwise for me to, I should not have done
Yeah.
that. Like,
Oh, dude, Katie does that. We'll be like taking Kendall to the gymnastics, and she'll be like, "Oh, hold on." I'm like, "Dog, we're just gonna go to gymnastics really quick." Although I also totally get it.
oh, yeah.
I'm not judging.
But I'll do it before, like I did it before getting my hair cut once, and I was like, wait a minute. I don't want to be extremely stoned while this guy tries to make small talk, and I'm trying to like communicate what I'm trying to get here. Like I'm poor at describing these
Stone
things
small
already.
talk, Jesus.
How do
Yeah.
you I have one at home, but I mean, because I don't smoke that much. I've had the same cart for like a year and a half.
Yeah.
I'm such like I did not do it. Just every once in a while, I'm like, it sounds kind of fun. Try to get that old ass cart to fire up.
Yeah.
I just sit there sucking on this thing for like half hour. I'm like, oh, this isn't worth it.
You mentioned your wife. How long have you? Janelle, right?
Yeah.
How long you guys been together?
8 years.
You're a rare breed in stand-up because it's very rare there's a successful comic that is in a healthy relationship and has a job.
Yeah.
You work at Costco,
Yeah.
correct? Okay, I'd like to file one. I have one complaint.
That's fine.
As a Polish American man, I have to say I feel I'm offended that you guys have gotten rid of the Polish sausage from the food court.
You don't like the regular hot dog?
It's fine, but why did the Polish have to go?
I don't. There's like this SKU reduction, you know. They're just trying to cut back on how much you.
Why?
There's no.
Why the Polish?
They don't have a good reason, okay? They did.
There had to be a good reason. That's actually worse. There's not a good reason. They're just like,
I
well.
don't have any. They never gave. No.
Okay, I have one serious question. The rotisserie chickens.
Yeah.
What's the deal?
Super cheap.
Yeah, I know.
I
There's
see something weird about it.
yeah, it's not right. I can get a cooked chicken for 5 hoots, man.
Costco has their own chicken ranch now.
Really?
Yeah.
That's so depressing to think that
Yeah. It's,
you see all of them
I
running
don't like
around,
to think about it.
and all you're getting is $5 for one of those
I
bad
think
boys.
rotisserie chicken is like the one meal where if I eat it, I come really close to thinking it's cruel that it exists.
Because there's bones, like
It's
you
the
have to.
whole animal.
Yeah, you're like, well, now this is a carcass.
You're like, oh,
Ugh.
this is really like an animal.
Yeah.
There have been times where, not in a long time, but where somebody like in college picks one up and we bring it home and it's like, oh, we're not that hungry. We only eat like half of it. And it's like, the chicken gave its life. We gotta turn this into stock or something.
Yeah, at the very least, the dogs are gonna eat the rest of this.
That's a lot of them turn into dog treats. 'Cause we'll buy them with the intention of breaking them down and doing something, and then I just rip off pieces and give
And
them
now
to
the dogs will only eat Costco rotisserie chicken.
Yeah, that can't be healthy. I mean, they can't have enough nutrients to survive. They're not eating like a side vegetable or something. They're just eating like white chicken meat all the time.
Not a very diversified
Probably
diet.
not why my dog was sick, but
May
I
not have
should
helped.
think about these things. No, it's a good deal for what it is, and there's a ranch full of millions of chickens somewhere, just sitting there waiting to die.
America, baby.
That's how it works.
Yeah.
If you don't like the way your food is made, maybe stop picking on those vegans. They might have a point.
I'm not complaining. I'm just shocked they can make any money off of it, selling them for $5.
Oh, I don't think that I think they're sold at a loss, or I thought they were small loss. I know the hot dogs are.
Good people at Costco, man. Well, yeah, the hot dog thing. Didn't the CEO
Yeah.
What's the story there?
Threat-
you probably
threaten some
probably
violence?
know it better than I do.
I'm fully indoctrinated into the Costco, so I have all the lore memorized. Said never raise the price of the hot dog or I'll fucking kill you, I think is the
Yeah, I
thing
think
people
that's the
say.
exact quote.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, it's the only thing you
hell
can buy
fucking
for
yeah.
$1.50 anywhere.
Hell yeah.
I think.
On
Hell
planet
yeah.
Earth, it's that and
That
an
you
Arizona iced
can-
tea.
rather should.
Yeah,
Well, that you can eat.
it's all wrapped up in your membership fee. That's how they pay for the rotisserie chickens.
Okay. Well,
But yeah, I hear you about the Polish, and I at the time didn't understand it, and I still don't understand it. But I assume it sold ever so slightly less than the regular hot dog.
And since they're already selling the hot dogs at a loss, they're like, we
I
don't
like
need
to
two
think.
Oscars.
Yeah, I like to think they were probably selling more of the Polish, but
I like
CEO came in and said, "Over my dead."
because of Polish people.
Well, no, because he was so attached to the hot dog. Clearly.
Yeah,
But
he only liked the hot dog. They didn't want to have to print the signs with both of them on it anymore. It was savings.
And anti-Polish rhetoric, that's an
Yeah,
old
so-
chestnut right
yeah,
there.
we still get the Polish jokes, but now we don't get the Polish sausage.
That's what I mean. How many Polish jokes do you even get these days?
Well, what's the one with the light bulb? I don't know. I'm turning into one right now, not being able to think of them.
Yep.
I had a hard time ordering the Polish sausage. I have a hard time saying that.
Oh, you have to say Polish sausage?
Yeah,
That's
there's
how you
too
have
many
to do it.
S's and H's close together. I wanted to order it a lot and didn't because hot dog's easier to say. But Polish sausage.
Right. You know, there's this thing you can do in the Midwest where you can just say, I want the Polish, and they know exactly what you mean.
Not here.
But
They'd
yeah,
be
if you
like,
say that to
"What?
someone, they're like, Polish, what do you want?
Which one?"
Yeah.
At the food court, there's like 7 items here.
One of them is called Polish. I never thought to do that. That's so stupid. It's like, certainly if I don't use the whole name.
Yeah, I've had that issue like at literal like sausage places, like if you're walking to a Mariners game or something, and they have like 5 types, and I'm like, guys, this can't possibly be that confusing. But for some reason, if you don't say Polish sausage,
Look at him.
What's
You know
Yeah.
what he wants.
what makes a good Polish sausage? See, I had to put a pause in the middle of it.
oh, I don't know what actually makes it good. Probably bad things that I'm not supposed to know are in it would be my
Or do you mean
guess.
like what flavor profile?
Random.
Like
Yeah, what
makes
is
that-
is it more sausagey than a hot dog?
It's pork, primarily pork based.
Oh, okay.
And like, not just pork parts, like
Oh,
just pig parts are in hot dogs.
more high quality.
Yeah, yeah, and you know, a lot of times there's like a little bit of pepper and stuff in there too,
Oh, okay.
stuff like that.
Oh, similar, but yeah, porkier than the all beef.
A kielbasa is a Polish sausage. There's a lot of different types of Polish.
Oh, is it?
sausage. Yeah,
Oh, I like those.
yeah. See, there you go.
So we got to bring it back.
I like all sorts of tube type.
Tubed
meat.
meats. Yeah.
There's a 7-Eleven by my house, and like when it's late at night, if I'm out, I buy all the weird tubed meats.
From there.
Yeah.
Man, I've never been brave enough to do it.
The cheeseburger roller or whatever. It's like a cheese.
That's the boldest one for sure.
It is a cheeseburger in a hot dog form.
That just feels like diarrhea city. How are your intestines doing?
They're
How's
not
it?
good. I don't take good care of my insides. I eat like there's no consequences to my actions. But there really are consequences to my actions. I just kind of pretend there's not.
Speaking of doing that, actually, I wanted to ask you about the hors d'oeuvres at Costco. The little folks at the end of the aisles giving you.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, the Sunday
Appreciate it.
samples.
The sample ladies.
Dog. That's the best thing you guys do.
Yeah.
It's the smartest thing ever.
I used to walk over there at lunch and just walk around.
How often?
Pretty smart.
I don't know if you have an actual number on this, but how often do you think people buy something because the samples are out? Because it's happened to me the last 3 times I've gone.
Did you buy it?
Where I've batted 1,000 on taking a sample that I thought looked good and then getting the thing.
Really?
One of them was chips though, so that almost doesn't count. Like, oh, those chips were good. Shocker.
I would bet Costco has some way to sort of reverse engineer where like on the Sunday when it's on the sample floor and then you look at like the sales spike that week, I'm sure they could kind of deduce to some extent how many more.
I've often wondered where it came from because it's like a whole industry of employees who do
Right.
it. And then
Yeah.
they talked about getting rid of it, but they didn't because
I think people
people
would boycott.
love the sample
Yeah.
ladies.
People would riot.
Yeah, they're the best, and they make weird conversation with you.
They do.
Yeah.
It's never normal.
No, or some of them have a script that they work on, and it's like
Oh,
really,
okay. All
You
right.
know?
That makes some sense now. There was a couple times where somebody started like having a very focused conversation.
A little
with
bit
me.
pre-canned.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I was just like, well, maybe their English isn't great, and they just like they know a couple things they can say to me, and I'm like, all right, that was a little awkward, but we'll roll with it. That makes more sense that there's a script.
No, sometimes you'll walk by and they're practicing it alone,
I like
which is
that.
funny.
Hey,
Because I used
get
to
it in when you can.
I used to work over by one of the Costco's, like the office is close to, and I would go on breaks and walk around, and you'd walk by and they'd be like,
Just mumbling to
salsa
themselves.
goes well with all sorts of things, and they'd just be talking to themselves.
Like me doing like my crappy 5 minutes for the open mic comedy underground in the car.
Yes.
Yeah, it's like the same.
Yeah, they're so good. I feel like as a person who works there, I'm the worst Costco shopper because I don't buy a lot of stuff there. Like I'll go buy one thing.
Yeah.
Yeah. 'cause
Well, you got self checkout at most of them now,
yeah.
right?
So now
at least
you
you're
just
not
go
like,
get one thing and like, or I just walk in and eat samples and leave. Or
hell
whatever,
yeah,
just
that's
like,
dope though. I like your style there. Hey, you got the membership. Pay
Yeah.
for it, or do you
I
have to
didn't
have
pay
one
for
if
it.
you're?
What?
You get one for free.
I have a lifetime membership.
Damn
Yeah.
perks.
Isn't that
Do you have to
crazy?
work there a certain amount of time
For
before
a
that
long
happens?
time.
So they throw you a party.
No.
Should have been a party for
I
that.
got a.
That's
I got, I
party
think I
worthy.
got like a piece of paper, kind of like you. I don't know,
It's
like
a
an
few
award,
thousand.
Like a certificate.
like a
yeah.
little certificate.
Should give you a gold card.
I don't. I have a silver badge,
Okay, that's pretty cool.
which like you.
Pull out a badge.
It's
No, I
funny
work.
though, because like within that world, if people see you have a silver badge, they're like, oh damn.
This guy's
not-
somebody.
Yeah, they're like, silver badge. Whoa.
Better not get in an elevator
I'm
with
like,
that
calm
guy.
down,
Better
dude. I
have-
just didn't bother getting another job since I was 18. It wasn't that hard. You just stay where you are. But it's a whole thing. They do have a gold badge, but you have to be there for even longer, like 30 years or something.
Can't wait to see your gold badge, dude.
I might get it.
That's pretty rad.
I don't know. We'll see. It's like when you work somewhere at 18 and just never go anywhere, it creeps up on you.
Yeah.
But yeah.
But you're also doing stand up. You got other things going on.
Yes, I'm very busy.
Yeah, you are very busy. You're a very
Trying to
busy guy.
maintain my day job while doing all my night jobs.
Well, speaking of other jobs, when I decided to stop doing comedy full time, I still do it a little bit here and there. I started looking at jobs, and one of the jobs that I applied for, they sent me from that interview to a Costco to be one of those people that harasses you when you walk in, like, "Hey, you want a cell phone?"
Oh,
Yeah, those people right in the fuck, dude. That is the worst part about Costco.
Are we gonna
to
be
me.
the kiosk guy?
Yeah,
Yeah.
that was, and that's when I was like, "Oh, this is not how this was
You want to
described to me. This is not for me."
You say you were in sales or something.
Yeah, it was supposed to be a sales job. Yeah.
It kind of is.
It's extremely direct sales. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, that immediately bummed me out.
You didn't want to be sitting
I was like,
there.
maybe I should just do stand up. This is the
Yeah, why did you
worst.
stop doing
Oh,
that?
the amount of people that I was like doing on-job interview with this woman who was actually great at this. But even though she was really good at it, the percentage of people that walked by and pretended like she didn't even exist was far too brutal for me to ever.
Oh.
And then I still do it to people. Even knowing that, I'm like, I can't.
No, I do too.
I can't
Like,
have this fake conversation.
I'll go in well, especially because like I'm an employee, so they'll have people who are selling certain things like upgrades and like
Save
stuff.
it. Look at the
And
badge.
I'm just like, I'm like, it's okay.
Stand down.
I don't need to upgrade my membership.
Me, I'm like, no, I have batteries to get. I can't even look at you.
Yeah, but then sometimes they're giving away like a tote bag or something. You're kind
How
how
bad
they
do I
get
need a
ya.
tote bag?
of, maybe I could swing a tote bag.
That's funny. I was going to ask you about other jobs. I didn't realize that's like the job that you had. The first job I got, I started working as an EMT. And I was working at a racetrack in Monroe.
Oh,
And it
wow.
was actually great because it's pretty rare something actually happens. I always used to say EMT stands for enjoying monster trucks because that's pretty much all I did. I was thinking about the monster trucks though the other day. You guys like monster trucks at all?
Yeah.
Have you seen how they get in and out of those things?
No.
It's the only way I can describe it is giving birth to a baby in reverse.
Oh, it's up through the middle?
Yeah, they go up like through kind of like the side and the mid. The first time I saw somebody do that, I was like, I'd kind of like to see the inside of one of those. First time I saw like how they were getting in and out, I was like, no fucking
Well, that makes
chance.
sense. There's no door.
Why wouldn't there? That's and why not? Are we that concerned about aerodynamics that high up?
Yeah.
Put a door on it.
Gravedigger can't have a door.
Yeah, I know.
It's also not like the monster trucks hitting like 120. Exactly. Like, oh, we gotta brace for the G's.
Yeah, and basically the whole thing's a roll. Just put a door on it. Just put a door on it. Yeah, it stresses me out. But
I was really into monster trucks for a long time.
really,
Yeah.
I think they're so cool.
Bigfoot.
Bigfoot's the one I always think of.
Yeah, Bigfoot, Gravedigger. What are the other ones?
Growing up with wrestling, I also remember that WCW in the late 90s sponsored a bunch of the trucks. So it'd be like, this is the Goldberg truck. This is the Hulk Hogan truck.
Oh, that's funny.
Yeah. Yeah, the crossover marketing you didn't know you needed. But
One of my like 8-year-old Chris dreams that I still have never done is to go to Monster Jam.
I mean, we could make it happen one of these days.
So bad.
I didn't go to the
Then
one
I'm
that was
worried
in-
I'd get too excited, get too drunk, wouldn't remember it. So,
I think we can pace ourselves.
all right. Well, somebody's gonna have to be in charge of that.
Where do they have Monster Jam now?
Lumen. I think there was just one at Lumen.
They did one at Lumen, yeah, but I do think typically
Now it's at like the
at-
Tacoma Dome, and I'm not doing that. That one of the things at the racetrack was they had like this big. I mean, it's not as big as the Tacoma Dome, but a big like domed building that they would do motorsports in. And dude, the fumes in there,
Yeah.
it's crazy town. I can't imagine with all the fucking monster trucks in
God.
there. No chance. That would be. I
Yeah.
think that's how I die.
That place gets stinky enough for like Trans-Siberian Orchestra. You're gonna like
Yeah,
all these huge cars. They also do the demolition derby, like at least some of them, like the halftime show where they're like,
Yeah.
Bigfoot needs a break.
Oh, yeah, they jump a car over a bunch of cars.
It's like the one time Chris might get involved as the EMT is like, oh shit, that could actually go sideways.
Yeah. Oh man, at the racetrack they used to do a figure 8 race, which is
Oh, I've
Oh,
seen
yeah, and
it,
they'd hit each other.
sometimes that was the only time I had a call that legitimately scared me because somebody gets T-boned. The guy gets out. He's totally good. I was driving the ambulance. I didn't even get out before he was walking up to like the passenger side door. And I was like, shit, all right, this guy's fine. So the other EMTs stay there to just check on the other guy. Me and my partner start taking him back to the pits. And all of a sudden my partner's like, Chris, you need to get back here. I'm like, what? This guy's totally like, what's going on? I get back there. This guy is dead.
Oh, no.
As far as I could tell. At this point, I'm like, that's a dead guy. He's totally white as a sheet.
Somebody
totally
hit his
gone.
Pontiac.
Yeah. And then he comes back to, he's like, what's going on? And I'm like, the fuck's can you tell me you just decided to take a fucking nap out of nowhere, dude? But yeah, it's that adrenaline spike, like they're good, and then your body's like, oh yeah, that just happened, and then they'll crash a lot. But holy shit, dude, I was sure I just saw a dead guy.
Oh, wow.
It fucked me up more than I thought it would, considering the rest of the call went totally great. But when you think something can change that fast, I was like, whoa.
Scary.
Back to enjoying monster trucks.
Yeah.
Were you into other motorsports that are equally white trash? Were you into like,
Ooh, even more white trash. I like NASCAR.
oh, what?
Yeah, I do. I don't like other NASCAR fans so much, but I do enjoy watching NASCAR.
As a UFC and boxing fan, I understand
Yeah.
how that is. The mass unwashed, yeah.
Yeah.
I was into tractor pull.
What? Really?
Yeah.
How do you even access that? Where's that happening?
I don't know.
That's on the Ocho.
But I was
think.
really into, like, as a child, I was super into tractor pull and, like, would watch it and wanted to go see it. And they'd be like, full pull is when you get a full pull, you know? You're not into that? And they're like nitro funny cars. I was super into
okay,
all
funny
that
cars
stuff.
are pretty sweet.
Yeah, nitro. And
I like some drag racing. I don't follow it, but I'll go watch it.
But yeah, I was telling my wife about tractor pull, and she's like, "That's not a thing." I was like, what? There's a whole industry about tractor pull. She asked a good question. She's like, why? Like, I don't know why it exists. It's weird that it became a sport.
Have you ever heard of the Midwest? There's not much going on.
They're like, see how much weight we can pull on our tractor.
Go to Oklahoma and tell me why it doesn't exist.
Turbocharge your John Deere and see what you can do with it.
Like those, I can't remember what they were called now, but as a kid, they'd have like the like outdoorsman competition on ESPN where they're doing like the speed saw competitions where it's like cutting 3 rounds as quickly as possible, and like pretty cool.
That's
I would
good
watch
stuff.
it, but I would also be like, what are we doing here, boys? Like the why question comes.
They climb the pole and chop off the top of the pole
exactly.
and slide down to the bottom. It was so cool. Or they had modified chainsaws that were like had giant exhausts on them, and they're like turboed.
This is all sounding great. I feel like we have a trip to Iowa in our future or something.
I'm not as Seattle as people think.
Big fan of the tractor pull, so.
And I'm not on Instagram.
Family's from Skagit County. I like a lot of weird crap. And Death Cab for Cutie.
All right, where are we at, Cole?
Let's do the Gucci or Greasy question that you had, Chris.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. This is a good person for this question.
Yeah.
So greasy.
Yeah.
Gucci
so,
or Greasy is like Gucci.
Good
That's
or
all
bad?
good. Greasy.
Okay.
No good.
Not
no
ideal.
bueno.
Excited.
So the question here was going to a concert while wearing a T-shirt for that band's concert.
Greasy.
Yeah.
You can't do that. Double extra negative points if you buy the shirt at the merch booth and put it on and then walk in. You can't do that.
True.
That's not. It can't have the date of the show you're at on it. Maybe that's. I don't know. I just can't. I'm like, no. You have to wear a band adjacent to, so that people know.
You see,
this
my
guy's cool.
my move has always been to go completely different genre,
Oh,
people know I'm an audiophile.
That was smart.
I don't just like this type of
Like
music.
Beethoven or something.
Yeah.
An old dirty bastard Scarface style shirt.
Check out that guy in the Weird Al shirt.
Why is he likes metal.
No, I actually just did this. I know that it's greasy, and I still did it. I did it on Sunday. I went and saw the Bluestones. I had a Bluestone shirt, and I was looking at it, and I was like, I can't do this. But then it got in my head, like, if I went to a Packer game, I wouldn't wear a Raiders jersey. I would wear a fucking Packers jersey.
Now you say that, I feel like an asshole.
So I put it on and took a shot of tequila and left the house. That was that.
Yeah, I definitely lean on greasy, but
I will say I was the only one who did it. So that made me feel bad.
Fucking dork.
Yeah, my favorite band is Guided by Voices, and it's one of those cult bands. So I feel like at those shows, it is like, who's got the weirdest old shirt?
Yeah, who has the oldest shirt?
But we're all dorks.
Yeah.
So there's at least we've acknowledged that this is a dorky. This
I've
not
seen
right
the
fit
Eagles
for all.
3 times, and that was something that happened there because a lot of people like the Eagles.
Hell freezes over to her 91.
Yeah,
dude.
but if you have a shirt that's visibly 40 years old, that's pretty cool.
Where the collar's starting to come apart
Oh,
at the top.
Yeah. You can't even read what it says. It's so washed.
So funny.
All right.
All right, you want to do Wikipedia? We specifically selected a cat-themed Wikipedia for you.
Thank you.
So we're just... Cole is all over Wikipedia. He finds the most random shit. So that's basically the segment. We talk about
great.
something random Cole's found.
Yeah. So for this week, what we have is the demon cat. The demon cat is also referred to as the DC because this is a ghost cat who is purported to haunt the government buildings of Washington, D.C. Its primary haunts, I love that Wikipedia in all of its formal language uses a pun like this, are the city's 2 main landmarks, the White House and the United States Capitol. So the story of the demon cat goes back a long ways. They brought a bunch of cats into the White House to deal with the rat problem, because back then even the White House was just a shit show.
Oh, back then?
It's I meant in terms of architecturally. Yeah, exactly. Where's my rim shot sound? But according to legend, the cat is seen before presidential elections and tragedies in D.C. For instance, Kennedy and Abraham Lincoln
Or when the
assassinations.
presidential election is a tragedy.
Did Demon Cat do all those things?
So
I also am like, how do we know that it's a ghost cat and not just a dusty cat?
it's I do like that in many of these cases they're like, we saw him and then he was gone. It's like, sounds like a fucking cat, man. Like, I lose my cats in my own house. Like, where did he go?
Ghost cat.
Yeah, exactly.
It has to be a ghost. I think people were also a lot more quick to jump to something being a ghost like 100 years ago.
1,000%. And the reason I wanted to talk about this is actually to get to the potential explanation portion more than the potentially seeing a cat that's a ghost is only so special. I will say the last official sighting of the ghost was during the final days of World War II.
I also like that it's said to be a potential explanation.
Potential. Yeah, don't put this in the history books yet, but according to the chief tour guide of the Capitol Historical Society, the Capitol Police Force was notorious for hiring unqualified relatives and friends of congressmen as favors, and these men would frequently be drunk while on patrol.
Saw a ghost cat.
So apparently one guy was particularly liquored up.
This is why I don't trust history books or old weather reports.
We have at least 12.
Because it's wrong. They're like, that was negative 50 degrees one time.
I know, I was there.
Like, the record was 32.
River
Grandpa.
froze over. The fish were jumping and they froze still.
We have 12 accounts of a ghost cat. Now, all these people had drank a fifth of whiskey, but they did all say they saw a ghost cat. So
yeah, I mean, for consistency, they get an A+. But this historian believes the legend began when a security guard who was lying down in a drunken stupor was licked by one of the cats and mistakenly assumed it to be a giant ghost cat. So this guy was really, really liquored up.
oh my god.
And then he reported it to his superior, and his superior was like, get the fuck out of my face. Just go home and sleep it off.
Right.
You're insane. And apparently everyone else maybe heard this and was like, if I say that I saw the ghost cat, I gotta take off.
Was he sent home with pay?
It's excuse me, I said ghost cat, demon cat. I forgot it's the DC initials.
See, that's just not very nice. Why can't it just be a ghost? Why did it have to be a demon? What bad things did this cat do?
I mean, I think that a guard that's drank a quart of whiskey has got purely sinister thoughts. Everyone's out to get him.
The world was so much better without the internet. You could do way cooler stuff.
Getting shit-faced at
You
work.
could just bring... Nobody had a phone with a camera on it. They couldn't prove it. It's all anecdote.
You just gotta believe me. Well,
He wouldn't
it does
lie.
say here we just
He's
gotta
a
believe.
good guy.
I think that all we've got left, Chris, are the This Week in History questions. So just a few more date type questions, and we will be done here. So, June 8th, 1887, Herman Hollerith applies for U.S. patent number, whatever, for the art of compiling statistics, which was his punch card calculator. So he created the first punch card.
This nerd got a patent for doing math.
Yeah, well, and integrating it with a clock, which is like the ultimate form of...
Okay.
Like a Casio watch.
Are there any outdated inventions you find particularly cool or interesting or want to see them brought back? And if you need time to think, I will throw out mine real quick.
Yeah, do that.
Always loved rotary phones. Every time I saw a rotary phone, I was like, fuck these buttons. I don't care that it takes an extra 10 seconds for me to make this call. I just always thought, give me the rotary phone.
Yeah.
That's my immediate thought.
Record players, I mean,
That's true.
already
well, I guess I
coming
have
back.
demonstrated that. That's a very
It's
good
already
point.
coming back. But I'm talking about the crank one. Give me the crank.
The phonograph.
wax.
The wax
on
cylinder.
wax.
I can't think of any other. This was maybe a poorly crafted question.
I was actually going to say cars because I should have a hovercraft by now. I was promised a hovercraft by 2020 at the latest.
True.
What
So.
happened there? They're still
Seriously, somebody
still
dropped the ball.
cars. But also, like, it's weird because people have collector's plates on like 1989 Honda Civics now,
That's a good point.
which is always upsetting.
Yeah, I've been thinking about that. Antique cars are getting worse, not just because they're old, but because like we just started making shittier cars, progressively shittier cars. So you see like an old Buick, you're like, that weighs 9 million pounds, and it's the nicest thing I've ever seen in my life. And it was like a base model back then.
Yeah.
And then you see a Honda Civic with antique plates on it.
Growing up, my neighbor had like a hill behind their house slide through their garage, and they had like a Buick, and it didn't even hurt the car.
Just sort of rode
just
the
steel.
landslide.
Yeah.
Just yanked it out.
Yeah.
Just attach a winch and move on.
Yeah.
Okay. June 9th, 68. This is just the year 68.
Jesus. That's too fucking long ago.
Nero, the emperor of Rome, dies by suicide after quoting Virgil's Aeneid. I don't know if I'm saying that right. If you know your fate is near, what are you quoting that's near and dear to your heart?
Oh, fuck. It's definitely going to be some sort of really sarcastic Billy Joel lyric, no doubt.
Okay, so you're not going to go with like the sarcastic use of like the luckiest man on the face of the earth speech
gonna be
as
a
you're
Billy
about
Joel
to
lyric?
croak.
Probably. It's going to be a lyric. That's the first thing that's going to come to my head.
I'm moving
Sing me
out.
a song, you're the piano man. Is that it?
Only the good die young, baby.
Yeah, but you could. That depends on how old you make it, Chris.
I'm
Because if
dying
you
young.
say, I'm just saying, if you magically made it to like 94,
Yeah, you
then it's
might.
like,
Yeah, I might.
There's
Sure. If that happens, I've made some promises I cannot keep. This really needs to end by 65 or I'm going to be in some trouble.
Yeah,
I
there's-
really should not have emptied my retirement like that.
Well, we all thought the world was going to end, so it's okay.
true. Once we got past 2012, it was.
And now I have a pretty cool car. So,
What do you drive?
Ford Bronco,
Oh, what color is it?
black.
Really?
Yeah.
What year is it?
22.
Oh, it's a nice one.
Soft top.
Ooh, what?
Dude, it's so great. You can just throw it back. I used to drive a Mustang, which was
Oh,
I still miss
are
desperately.
you a Ford guy?
Yeah. Generally, I like to buy American stuff, but now I kind of don't want to now that I'm being told that's what I have to do.
Yeah, don't tell me what to do.
Simple as that.
Give me all my China shit. Like,
But yeah, my first car was a Chevy, and I almost died in it with Eddie Z. Do you remember Eddie Z?
yeah.
Yeah, we were coming back from Montana, and
Oh, God.
yeah, that's all I had to say. Oh God, and then we lost her somewhere near Kalispell, but kept me from dying, and thanks, I became a Ford guy
Nice.
right then and there. So yeah, I haven't had a Ford almost kill me. But what was the question? What are you gonna say, Scott? You're about to get whacked.
Oh, what do I say?
Yeah. Is there anything you'd want to quote?
Oh, before I die?
Yeah. Let the people know. Yeah, to your point, I would want to maybe do like the Big Mac theme song or something like that.
Yeah.
Well, you don't want to take it too seriously.
I have said this on the show before. The last thing I want to hear is the Taco Bell bell.
Oh, yeah.
Dong.
Done it.
Perfect.
Yeah, I want to. I just hum, like just da 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 da.
This is my casket.
Bye.
Can I get the Alka-Seltzer as my casket's getting lowered? Plop, plop, fizz, fizz. Oh, what a relief it is.
Yeah, that's the real song. What's my walk-off song?
Yeah.
Wiz Khalifa, We Dem Boys.
Kendrick Lamar, Not Like Us. God, you can't get away from this song.
But also, like, Grandpa. Something that would upset the family.
We've got two more questions here. So, June 10th, 1956, two fellas discover and name Bear Island. What is the most alarming name you could give an island?
AIDS Island.
Well, is it like airborne and contagious there?
I don't know. Does it matter if I'm stuck there potentially?
Admittedly, I'm probably staying away from it on that basis.
Yeah. Murder Island. Big Murder Island.
See, I thought Snake Island, and I'm not even afraid of snakes, but Snake Island also connotes that maybe the island is itself made of snakes. Like I'm like the Pacific Garbage Patch or something. You know, where it's
What if things?
Not
what
just
if,
that there's a lot there, it is made of snakes.
yeah.
What if the Pacific Garbage Patch has snakes on it?
Okay, that's
Probably
now
does.
the island I want to be on least.
It has to. It
There's
probably
gotta
has
be
some
stuff
animals
living
on it.
there.
Right.
I think a lot of the places or parts of it though you just fall through, which is almost more. You just fall through like 200 feet of garbage and
Into
you just
more
drown in the
garbage
garbage.
under the water. Because it's got to be something like an iceberg, right? Like there's only so much of
I
it
can't
above
believe a
water. and there's-
YouTuber hasn't made that video yet. I'm gonna go to Garbage Island.
They're dropping Mr.
Drop
Beast out of a helicopter.
Garbage Island. See how far we can drop before we suffocate in plastic.
Like and
Like
subscribe.
and subscribe. This is sponsored by Squarespace. What will we not do for money?
All right. I think we all have some great choices there. Final question here. June 11th, 1962. Frank Morris, John Anglin, and Clarence Anglin allegedly become the only prisoners to escape from the prison on Alcatraz Island. Do you think, with
We
enough
should open
time,
that place again.
Yeah, let's reopen it.
fire it up? It wasn't
Crank it up.
extremely-
It's ready. You just gotta turn the switch back on.
Still got the bars.
the salt water hasn't corroded anything.
It's still operational.
With enough time, do you think you could engineer a prison escape?
No fucking chance. I don't have the energy for that either. I already don't have energy, and you put me in jail. I'm only subsisting on jail food. I'm not going to be one of the guys lifting, so I'm just going to get fatter somehow. There's no chance. I imagine the hole I would have to make for me. Like if I'm digging a hole, if we're doing
True.
it that way.
True. You're going to need an extra sharpened spoon or two to get through the...
The only chance I'd have is to make really good friends with one of the guards and try to do it that way. Otherwise there's no fucking
Like
chance.
charm and charisma is the way you
Yeah,
got to get out
I
of there.
can't
you know?
squeak through little holes. I'm not stealthy or quick. There's no way. I would get caught, and the sentence is even longer. It's just not worth it.
It's See, these guys were lifers, though, so it's like you might as well. What's the worst that could happen?
Good point. Good point.
You could
say it
drown
that
in-
way.
yeah.
Still wouldn't even give it a shot. It'd be too embarrassing. And I got to live with all these people the rest of my life. They watched me fail getting out of prison.
You gotta like try to climb down the rope you made out of sheets tied together. I can't climb a rope, so it wouldn't work.
Yes.
I just need enough time to hollow out the bottom of a garbage can and then do that little thing where you just like take a couple steps and you plop back down.
Scooch out the front.
How'd that garbage can get there? Seems to keep moving every time we look back at that camera.
All of my references are cartoons. You hide in the laundry basket or something. They take you away.
Trojan horse your way out.
It's a very Metal Gear Solid way of like getting
Yes.
through the...
It's either Bugs Bunny or Metal Gear Solid is how you get out of prison.
Yeah, I'd have no chance because if I even made it far enough into the planning, I'd probably get too proud of myself and like blab to
what I
somebody.
did.
Yeah, dude, check it out. 4x4 hole behind the toilet.
Yeah. I'm going to be out of here. You got anything you want me to take to your family?
Are the walls of prisons just really empty? Because that's what we're led to believe.
They really need to
Is that when
stop.
you get to the other side, it's just this cavernous hole where you can exit the prison? They're not like next to each other. There's just like huge gap.
You're
Not
right.
very well constructed for some reason.
No.
To your point in Shawshank Redemption, when Andy gets through the wall, it's like another prison-sized room. It's
Yes.
like, this is just like,
Why is it there?
You could have had a bed set up back here.
This cinder block was really misleading.
Yeah.
Yeah, they really misused the space.
Yeah, this is just poor architecture shit. I think that's that
it.
covers us. Yeah.
Scott, you have anything you want to promote? First off, how can people find you on the internet? Where can they follow you?
They could follow me at on Instagram at Scott Losse, or Facebook at Scott Losse, or TikTok at Scott Losse Comedy, if they so choose. Yeah, I'm on all the internets. Although I'm only popular on the old people ones, so Facebook and Instagram.
All right.
Please feel free.
All right. You have anything coming up you want to promote?
I'll be in Bellingham at Northwest Tune-Up Mountain Bike Festival, the second week of July. doing something.
Either mountain
Maybe
biking
just
or
walking
comedy.
around. Come say hi. I'll wear a beanie so you know who I am.
Yeah, perfect. All right, that's it. You can also follow us Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, occasionally X if I have any weird food thoughts to post. You guys been great. Jordan, love you all. Bucks and 6.